Israel lied about Hamas beheading 40 babies. That was the lie they put out early on. There's absolutely no truth to it. And but if the standard is killing babies, killing toddlers is a heinous crime, which it is, and that then justifies action against a particular country or group of people, then, Israel is heaping condemnation upon itself. If those that believe in God and a just God, I can't believe that there will not be some sort of punishment on Israel for this. It's really without cause. It'd be one thing to go out and try to find, root out, kill, capture the Hamas fighters that attacked the Israeli outposts on October, almost a month ago. But that's not what Israel's doing. It's indiscriminate bombing. And they're trying to justify it by saying, well, Hamas is hiding among the civilians. But you can see in a lot of these situations, you don't have Hamas soldiers. Nobody's out there parading in uniform, carrying a firearm. These are civilians. And there is no excuse. What Israel is doing now, it's a little reminiscent of what the United States did in Vietnam, where we napalm villages. That one iconic image of this young girl who had all of her clothing burned off. She's running naked with, terrible second and third degree burns on her body. That started eroding support for the United States around the world. And that's what's happening to Israel. Israel, they may kill a few Hamas people, but they're losing the PR war badly, losing it very badly. It's not an argument, it's facts. It is, you've got two articles now. One was, I posted both of them on my blog at sonar21.com, links to them. The one article by Max Blumenthal, who is Jewish, who draws upon Israeli sources. The Haaretz newspaper, which is not exactly a Palestinian rag, has very detailed information about that Israel, in the immediate aftermath of the Hamas attacks, panicked. It's important to understand that Hamas had two principal military objectives. One, to destroy Israeli military installations that were right there along the Gaza Strip. Two, capture as many people as they could, civilian and military, take them back to Gaza, hold them hostage, and use them to exchange in a prisoner exchange. When this attack jumped off, Israel was caught completely by surprise, and it was so unexpected. They were scrambling to figure out what to do. When they decided to fight back and to send combat forces and really fixed-wing aircraft and helicopters and some ground forces with tanks, they were indiscriminate in who they shot. It was really, out of their fear, they ended up killing Israelis. So that's quite clear. So, for example, in some of the kibbutz, one of the kibbutz or the kibbutzim, several of them, you'll see Israeli officers standing in front of piles of rubble where walls had been knocked down. How did those walls get knocked down? Hamas didn't have tanks. Hamas didn't have artillery. Hamas didn't have massive backpacks of explosives to detonate those houses. That's not what was going on. Excuse me. It was Israeli tanks and Israeli aircraft dropping ordnance on those houses, even though they knew that there was Israeli hostages inside, but they were in such a frenzy and fury to kill Hamas fighters that they're willing to incur the civilian casualties and then blame those casualties on Hamas. You actually, one of the helicopter pilots was quoted in Haaretz saying that, when they were shooting at vehicles that were fleeing the rave, that music festival in the desert, they were shooting at cars indiscriminately without any regard for whether they're being driven by an Israeli or a Hamas fighter. And it turns out most of them were Israelis. for civilians. So, it's just Israel's been lying about what happened, and the media in the West helped develop the narrative. But the facts are coming out, and they're coming out because of investigative journalism in Israel. So it's a credit that not all Israelis are, reveling in this bloody mess that has evolved.